Hey guys, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. I wanted to do two videos today. Um, I just got through dropping the video about the update on the elevator here in my building. So if you haven't already checked that video out, please do so. Um, Either before this video or after this video. This is a totally different video. Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and comment. So let's get straight to it. As you can tell by the title, I am going to be talking about why I was in the hospital recently, and I'm going to talk about being misdiagnosed and bedside manners when it comes to doctors. So, I was recently in the hospital because I had a 7 centimeter ovarian cyst on my left ovary. Okay, so prior to this date, or this year, I should say, back in 2020, I had an ovarian cyst on my right ovary, and at the same time, I also had some other issues that caused me to lose my leg. They found a wound on my foot, and not foots, but foot. And they it was so bad they had to amputate my leg. So I had a lot of things going on back in 2020. But so when they drained the cyst on my right ovary, I felt much better after that. I was still, dealing with a lot of pain on that side. So, then I kept having pain on my right side, then it'll go to my left side, and this is like on and on. Following this year, it was on and off with the pain. So, and I kept, explaining to the doctors, I feel like this is the same exact pain that I had back in 2020 when I had the ovarian cyst on my right ovary and they had to drain it. But of course, the doctors really didn't want to listen to that. So the first thing that came out of one doctor's mouth, I know he asked me, was I sexually active? And I told him, no, I was not sexually active. And then he continues to say, well, he feels that the ovarian cyst came from a sexually transmitted disease. Yeah, you heard correctly. A sexually transmitted disease. And I'm just thinking, like, how is that possible when I'm not sexually active? So I'm just like, okay, I'm trying not to get mad or anything like that. So then, now let me just tell you too. So the hospital that I first went to, it's down the street from where I live. I'm not gonna say the name, but it's down the street from where I live. And they didn't have a gynecologist. So I said, okay. Then they transferred me to another hospital. I'm not going to say that name either. And the same thing that I was told by this doctor was the same thing the other doctor at the other hospital was saying. It came from a sexually transmitted disease. And I was just like, okay. I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't understand how y'all figured that. And I'm not sexually active. Then they said, oh, well, it came from diverticulitis. Now, diverticulitis it's like a inflammation in your intestines, and it won't allow you to eat stuff like peanuts, because it'll cause like diarrhea. Now, all that time they was saying that, and then they was asking me, well, was I feeling nauseous, and was I having diarrhea? And I'm like, well, no, I don't have diarrhea, but I was feeling nauseous. And let me tell you, signs of having an ovarian cyst, you feel nauseous. Not only that, when you eat, it'll only allow you to eat so much, like so little, until it's like you'll get full, like maybe after 2 or 3, 4 bites. And also with ovarian cysts, your stomach swells up and you feel bloated. So I'm thinking to myself, this is an ovarian cyst. And it was just like they was just looking over it, and oh no, this is diverticulitis, and well, you need to take this and you need to take that. And I'm just like, no, it's not diverticulitis. And so when the gynecologist came, this was when I was transferred to the other hospital, I was telling her, I don't think this is diverticulitis, ma'am. I feel that this is an ovarian cyst. Well, she got her attitude with me. And then she asked me, did I get the pelvic exam from the person that was supposed to do the pelvic exam? And I told her, well, no, because the way my legs are, I'm not able to, do what I need to do for her to perform that pelvic exam. So she got mad again. And I'm just like, when you're working with a patient, I don't think you should show your attitude, And I feel like you should listen to that patient, because that, even though you have a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, but a patient knows their body. And I know what a ovarian cyst pain feels like. And I'm having all the symptoms. I'm not having diarrhea, which diverticulitis causes diarrhea. I haven't had that. So I just don't understand how doctors nowadays just looks over a patient. This is how things get misdiagnosed, and a lot of doctors are being sued. And it's just mind blowing the way they feel like they just know your body automatically when you had your body for since birth. So I just don't understand what makes them think that they know more than you do. Okay, you may know a lot of things about a lot of sicknesses or diseases. Okay, I understand that you went to school, but you don't have to show that attitude when you're taking care of a patient, because that makes the patient feel like, I don't want this doctor over me, because that's how I felt when I saw her with that attitude. And so I wanted to share this with you guys because nowadays there's a lot of gaslighting when it comes to doctors and women of color, especially. We're coming up dying. And that's a scary thing. All I want to say to the ladies out there, just be careful. If you know your body, you know your body. And if the doctors feel like that, if you feel like the doctors are gaslighting you, then I would suggest go to another hospital, because life is too short. And you know, you don't want to be around a person that don't want to take care of you. I know I don't, because I value my life. You know, I'm not supposed to be here, so I definitely value my life. And so when it comes to health, I want the best care. You know, I'm not trying to sound bougie or anything like that, but my health is important. My life is important. And if I feel like the doctors have a bedside manner that's not pleasing, they gotta go. I'll just go to another hospital, because I feel like I shouldn't be around a person that's supposed to help me with my care, and this is how they treat me. Another thing I notice about doctors, when it comes to a person that is overweight. Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about this today. Before I even went into the doctor's office, I went to a gynecologist. I will not be going back anymore. When she saw me, I could tell by the look on her face, like, this woman is huge. Okay, look, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I have a weight problem. And by you being a doctor, and I thought doctors should know about every disability, every ailment there is to know, and learn about, you know, medications and stuff like that. My weight come from medication, lack of mobility. I have spina bifida. And for you to even look at me like I really don't want to take care of this woman, I feel like you shouldn't even be in that kind of field if that's how you felt. You know, overweight people have a life too. We have feelings. And we shouldn't be treated as such, like like we're animals, or we drove ourselves to be this way. It's not what they think. Like, I'm not out at home always stuffing my face every day of the week, and not doing anything about it. I kind of wish that I wasn't born with spina bifida. I would be in the gym, probably exercising with my nephew. He loves to, exercise. He loves to work out. I wish I can do that. But I'm not able to do that. If I want to exercise, I have to have permission. And my exercise consists of physical therapy. That's my workout. And because of medical insurance, they're real tight on the money. I'm not in physical therapy like I want to be every day of the week because of the money issue. So I'm saying, doctors, when you see an overweight person like myself, don't mistreat me. Don't look at a person as if they're disgusting. A person that's overweight is not disgusting. Now, on the other hand, I know there are some people who are lazy and just don't want to do anything. But I'm not that way. I'm an overweight woman, yes, but guess what? I gets in and out my bed. I gets in and out the shower. And I don't complain about it. I do what I gotta do. But I do it at my pace. No one else's pace but mine. So this is the reason why I'm making this video. For one thing, gaslighting in the medical field is real. The way they treat people with obesity is real. And it shouldn't be happening in the medical field. The medical field is supposed to be the ones who help people in my condition. That's all I'm saying. It's not like what it used to be back in the day. When I was a kid, I felt like I had the best doctors. I did. Now, it's just like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, if I go to this doctor, how their facial expressions are gonna look, how their attitude is gonna be. Are they gonna tell me how I'm feeling, or can I explain to them the way I'm feeling right now, how my body hurts, stuff like that. And I feel like it's getting worse and worse in the medical field. It really is. Like I said, women of color, we are coming up dying. And the other thing that happened to me as well, I was telling all of my history about my reproductive system. I've had uterine fibroids, and I was told that they don't see that in my medical history. So you mean to tell me I didn't went through all this time with all of these blood transfusions? Y'all, I had 20, was it 20? Yeah, 20 blood transfusions. I had 19 that whole year of blood transfusions. And then the year after that year, I had one more blood transfusion. I would not make something up like that. Who wants to go through some stuff that where you have to get a blood transfusion? And this was all because I had a uterine fibroid. Why would I make that up? So all I'm saying is, doctors, y'all get it together. Get it together. Because this is why people are coming up with lawsuits. You don't want to listen to what a patient has to say. Then you come up and say, oh, I never read that you had a blood transfusion, or I never heard that you had a uterine fibroid. I had uterine fibroids, and I had 20 blood transfusions. I'm not going to sit there and lie about that. I have witnesses. My family seen me go through this. In and out the hospital. And this was like the early thousands when this happened. I think I was like 34 when I was diagnosed with uterine fibroids. I was 34 years old. Never forget. Kept going back and forth to the hospital because I was having issues with uterine fibroids. My cycle, I would bleed for a whole month. And then ended up feeling dizzy, lightheaded. I had to go to the hospital to get a blood transfusions. And these weren't like 1 or 2 units of blood. It was probably like 5 or 6 units of blood. So I wouldn't lie and make things up like that. You shouldn't do a person like that. And if you don't have it in your history files, then you need to look up other places. I don't know. But it's all there. So, ladies, especially my sisters, just be careful when you go to the doctor. If you feel like they're not listening to what you have to say and they're just sending you off, telling you anything, go to another hospital and see another doctor. There are some good doctors out there. You know, there are still some good doctors out there. It's a shame that we come today with doctors who just flings you off, tell you what you go through, and not listen to what you're saying to them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment. Ladies, if you ever been through something what I've gone through recently, you know, write it in the comments if you like to. If not, don't worry about it. But I'm just curious to know, am I the only one that went through that experience? Which I know I'm probably not, especially when it comes to gaslighting too, so but yeah, I love y'all, and don't forget, always remember that God loves you even more. Until next time, bye. Mwah.